insurance expert, the co-founder of My Academy of Health Excellence. Jeff, the Republicans have tried and failed twice to repeal and replace
nice.
Obamacare. The original promise was to repeal, and then, of course, they added replace. They haven't been able to do either one. What is the status of the Affordable Care Act right now as it stands? I know that we're now in open enrollment, a little shorter than it had been in years past. Give us a sense of where it is and what it does or does not need.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Junction Drive.
Well, the problem was that they ventured into it in the first place. I mean, over years have been kind of mucking up the insurance industry in general, and then they just kind of got it so to reach such a hemorrhaging status that they decided they needed to jump in there and further throttle it a little further. And it's become very problematic. Again, it's just not an area they should be venturing into realistically, and there's too many different stakeholders and players in there, so everyone's scrambling for their piece of that pie. And the consumer's getting the short shrift of the whole thing, and as you can see from pricing this year, are astronomical. We had that one person that had a $700 a month increase as a single person. So to imagine that those numbers are escalating at that rate, something is definitely amiss.
So, given that it is something that is in place now, whether they should or should not have ventured into that room,
in 1.1 miles,
so what do
turn left onto Larkin Road.
I mean, do they paint the room? Do they furnish it? What do they need to do? I'm sorry, I'm carrying this metaphor forward, but really, what do they do now?
They truly have to figure out how to extricate themselves from it. There's no fixing it, because the challenge for Washington, whether it's this bill or any others, is that the outcome is to appease everybody. And when it comes to the health world, there's too many different participants and there's too many different factions, because there's people that are trying to go towards more heavy prescription type mentality, trying to get away from that. There's so many different diverse opinions going on simultaneously within that argument. It's going to be hard to get that consensus.
See all that stuff back there?
Back out of it and let the market kind of sort it out by itself.
Now, who loses in that kind of approach?
If they withdraw, who loses?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the government or anybody that's trying to meddle in that situation, or any major players that are kind of got a bit of a monopolistic situation going on by keeping, the government on their side, others at bay, benefit from it. And you've seen a lot of consolidation already in the industry, so that's indicative of what's happening. You're not seeing expansion of competition, seeing stifling and minimizing of it. So that's not a good outcome. As you keep that path going, you could potentially be down to that one player left type mentality, which will not be good for the consumer.
So the idea is that, and I think philosophically, I'm just trying to make sure we understand philosophically, the idea that competition, there will be some losers in that people who have coverage might lose that coverage, but in the long run, you think it is better for a formulation of a system that may lose some of the people who are covered now, but will be less dependent on government for its existence. Is that a fair appraisal of what you're saying?
Partially, I mean, the challenge is always to do that bridge. You don't want to suddenly throw everyone out in one fell swoop if you're making a change. But yeah, you definitely need to kind of pull back out of there and let the system kind of sort its own self out.
Turn right onto Greenwood Place.
It's hard to determine what's going to be viable, what cures will suddenly be discovered, which will change all of your plans that you've made. So you're better to just kind of leave a little more of a hands-off approach.
In a quarter mile, arrive at 8779 Greenwood Place.
Insurance catastrophic and so on. All those kind of became eliminated. So obviously there was a need for that, but so many different variants existed. And plus there was a lot of activity with insurance and so on, which is largely been stifled too, which picked up a lot of people to lower that insurance hospitals and things of that nature. So a lot of these things are in a place working. We're kind of devastated. We're trying to consolidate on kind of singular
the status quo, I guess, is the other question. We're down a road, you can wind up going to a place you don't necessarily intend to go. Jeff Cantor, I appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you.